I'm genuinely excited about this. So get excited real quick. Just get excited. Don't forget that the Giants and the 49ers are playing right now, so be excited. I wasn't as excited as it was before. Thank you. So just to let you know, I watched a game with some friends of mine who aren't here right now. Their children are here, but they're not here. I've never been so legitimately terrified in my life. Because I've been to a real NFL game. Being in their living room and watching sports is like being at a real NFL game. And it wasn't the guy, it was the girl and her mom. They're like, you're so quiet. I was like, so I'm scared. Because you're going to get excited and I'm going to die. But it was a terrible game. The Broncos lost. I don't want to talk about it. I'm done. So, last week, I'm really excited for what God's doing in us, because he's who says it a lot? God's going to be doing some miraculous things in this church. A lot of people have actually put into motion a lot of things that some of you have heard about, some of you haven't, but none of it's happened yet. And so a lot of times when some people are thinking about stuff and nothing's really happened with what they're thinking about, they're like, it's not real. It's not going to happen. Taking my dreams and they've shoveled it. But really, we're doing it. We are in preparation of the things that we're talking about. We are in a place, in a situation where we want exactly what it says when Jesus showed us how to pray. We desire to bring heaven to earth. You can be excited. It's cool. Yeah, there was. I loved it. So, Becky taught last week on one of my favorite topics and she pulled it from Brian Houston, and it's amazing. If you ever want to look it up. Brian Houston does it. He does great. It's so much fun. I love it. It's on negativity, and it's fun, and I love it. And she spoke about having a positive mindset, and how when we have this, when we live in this positive mindset, okay, I'm going to do the best that I can to tell you all the things that I want to tell you, but I can't because there's not enough time, and you would leave. And if you wouldn't leave, you have things to do tomorrow. So long story short, we don't have enough time. I'm going to do what I can. So Becky with negativity. I realized if you walk in and you live in a positive spirit and you live in a positive mindset, we have effectively removed 50% of all your problems. Because you know what causes all your negative problems? A lot of them is you look at a situation and you're just like, oh, this is terrible. When really, when you actually start doing it, it's really not that bad. It's only going to keep being terrible because you're like, oh, this is terrible. And then you touch it, yeah, it's really terrible. But you're just kind of like, you just believe that, so you're going to go with it. But man, honestly, if you walk into a situation and you just, in everything in your life, I'm not just talking about you walk into church and you're like, yeah, a little smile and a sparkle on the side. But like everything in life, you're going to work, it's Monday. I feel bad for you guys who go to work on Monday. I don't ever experience a Monday anymore because I go to work on Tuesday. I didn't hear what you said, and I'm going to ignore it. But you just walk in, and instead of being like, oh, Monday, the weekend's over, you're just like, dude, it's work. It's great. It's exciting. I was talking just to my friend Judy when I got here. She's like, how's work? I hate it. It sucks, and it's boring. She's like, you. And just starts going over, United States, unemployment, blah, blah, blah. It's not that I hate my job. It's like, I'm so thankful. Dude, God showed up and gave me a job. It's not that at all. I just want to continue doing what I know God's laid in my heart. You know what I'm saying? I mean, work is great. 60 hours a week, that's awesome. But man, I'm excited for the things that God wants to do. And if we keep that attitude and we're just excited and we're just positive, man, so many things they aren't that big. Some things don't cling to you anymore. Some things just bounce off of you. Some things that would make you upset, you're just like, oh, no big deal. Okay, so that's enough about last week. We're actually going to talk about this week. I'm going to talk to you guys about a father's heart. And hopefully, if you're taking notes, and if you're not taking notes, hopefully I am about to teach you a way that you've never heard it taught before. Is anybody else excited? I'm excited. This is the Bible. We've been reading it for years. I don't know why I'm even doing my Bible. I've got them all there. So I'm going to teach you on a father's heart. And the story that I'm going to go through, when you really read it, you don't normally think of that part. And you actually don't really think of the other part because they're kind of glossed over. You really think of just the one part. It's a lot of pronouns. I hope you caught up. I'm going to teach you about the prodigal son. So, if you have your Bible, it's in Luke 15. And I'm going to give you a rundown real quick of what this story is. So, we've got the prodigal son. Luke 15, it's 11 through 32. Okay, you've got the prodigal son. Prodigal means wasteful. He means he was wasteful. So you've got this son. He goes over to his dad, and he's like, hey, Dad, I want all my money. When you die, I want right now what I'm supposed to get, even though you're alive. And so the father's like, okay, here. So he takes all this money, and he leaves. He goes off, and if you're reading New King James, it says that he was a prodigal with it. If you're reading other versions, it says that he was wasteful, and he just spent all his money. So he goes off and spends all his money up until he has nothing left. And then he goes off and he's working. Like in New King James, it says he actually became a citizen in the town that he was actually at. But if you're reading whatever, he went off and he got a job. He got so poor, had to get a job. Had everything, wasted it on nothing. Now he has nothing. So he goes off and gets this job, and he's working away, and he realizes he's feeding pigs. That's all of them say is feeding pigs. And he's out and he's feeding these pigs, and he's looking at what the pigs are eating, and he's like, man, if only I could get me some of that. And he's like, man, where am I? My father's servants they're treated so well. Not only do they have plenty of money, but they have enough bread that they can actually store it and put it away. And he's like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to get up. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to go to my dad and be like, man, I screwed up. I'm sorry. I'll work for you. I'll be a slave for you. And it'll be good. It'll be great. And you'll forget that I wasted my entire fortune. So he gets up and he leaves. And it says that even while he was a long way off, and those of you guys who have heard Mark teach, he's talking about some other things that I'm not going to talk about. Even when it was a long way off, his dad gets up, runs over to him, grabs him, brings him back to his estate, gives him his finest robe, puts his ring on his finger, gives him sandals, hooks him up, and throws this giant party in which they kill like the biggest, most lustrous animal they have, and they go and they slash that beast, and they're going to go and have like a wonderful dinner. It'd be like going to Casey's. Yeah. I don't know what you said, but I'm not a redneck. We don't have any nice restaurants here. So they're having this huge party. Well, if you've read the story before, you know that he's got a brother, because the story is about two brothers. And so he's got his other brother. Well, his brother didn't go up to his dad and be like, well, I want my inheritance too. No, he stayed. He worked. And that whole time his brother was gone, he worked. And so he worked away. And so his brother shows up. They're throwing this huge party, and he's walking away, and one of the servants is like, he hears this music, he hears all this stuff going on. And so he's like, hey, what's going on? The servant's like, oh, well, your brother came back. So we're throwing this huge party. Your dad killed a fatted calf. It's great. So what does his brother do? Is he excited? No. He's angry and upset and bitter and leaves. I don't know where he leaves to, but he leaves somewhere else, not to the party. Well, he's obviously important because the dad's like, dude, where's my other son? We're throwing this big party. This guy showed up. We're all excited, but this guy isn't here. So his dad leaves the party and goes and talks to his son. And he's like, hey, what's up? He's like, well, I'm angry. Well, like I noticed. That's not a line there. He's like, I don't get it. He shows up, you throw him this party, he wasted all this stuff that you had. You wouldn't even let me kill this little calf thing for me and my friends to hang out. I don't understand. I don't get it. And his dad's like, dude, you've been here the whole time. Don't you realize that everything you've done and all I have is yours? Or I'm sorry, that's wrong. Don't you realize you've been here the entire time and everything I have, that's why I said that right. Everything I have is yours. Everything at my disposal is at your disposal. And then Jesus ends that parable. Now, the parable is called the prodigal son because if you read that, you read the story about the lost sheep and the lost coin, all that kind of stuff. And when everybody reads it, they're like, yeah, Jesus was so good and he was there and he was open, he was ready and he was willing. Let's look at that differently. Let's not see the Father as Jesus. That sounds weird. Maybe you're thinking that's blasphemy, but go with me for 5 seconds. What if we look at the Father, we look at the owner, the guy who owns the entire state, and we think of him as God?